hi. I am doing this. It is absolutely crazy right now. Actually, this is the last time I'll be in the office for 2 days, something like that, because we have a storm coming. So, in case you did not know that, we have a Idalia. Who comes up with these names? Seriously. Anyway, so we have a storm coming, and it's now an official storm because Jim Cantori is in our area. Like, our area. This is the first time. Hopefully, this works better. Anyway, this is the first time that we've been this close to Jim Cantori, which is somewhat fun and exciting, a little scary. So yeah, but I actually told my husband, I'm pretty sure where he's at, there's not much of nothing out there. So I'm pretty sure I could find him and get a selfie. Because he's finally in our area. So Christine, I will stay safe. I was here for Andrew. There's really not much worse than that. But this one actually does look like it's coming to our area-ish. It's kind of going up the coast, which we're kind of pretty far inland. So it may be our Denellen office, because the Denellen office is like that close to Citrus County, and it looks like it's going to hit Citrus County. So that Citrus County is um Elani, Elani's one of my agents. She's also a good friend, and she's like, I'm down, let's go. We're gonna go find Jim Cantori. I mean, come on. How awesome would that be to go chase a storm chaser? I mean, that so yeah. But yeah, I was checking all the Twitter feeds and stuff, and somebody let the cat out of the bag. He is in Cedar Key. And Cedar Key, it's out there a ways, but there's not much out there, like as far as people, population, or hotels. So I'm thinking I can probably find him. I mean, not something I would necessarily recommend, because if it does get like really funky, then no, I'm going back home. But if it's just, like a thunderstorm or something, yeah, I'm gonna go with. Oh, I want a selfie. I bet he's out there right now. Anyway, but probably busy setting up and stuff. But I'm so excited. Anyway, so yeah, it's actually really, really, really rare that Jim Cantori is anywhere near, Marion County, which he's not in it, but obviously we're pretty far inland, and he's gonna be like right there plunked on the beach. But it's not until tomorrow. The storm does not hit until tomorrow. So maybe tomorrow morning I might go and say hi if I can find him. Let's go. Okay, sorry. Anyway, I can be back home before the storm hits. so, so I was just texting my dad because I figured I would do a preemptive strike. My dad lives in Michigan. He loves Michigan. He will never leave from Michigan. And he always calls me anytime there is news from Ocala or anywhere over here. Even if there's a hurricane going to Miami, he's still calling me to check and see if I'm okay, which I love. I mean, that's great. But I figured this time, I would go ahead and beat him to the punch. And so I texted him. Yes, my dad texts. And I was like, hey, just wanted to let you know, yes, there is a storm coming. Also, Jim Cantori's over here, so I'm going to go, possibly chase a storm chaser. Calling in anyway for no accountable reason. Anyway, but you can tell how out of it from Florida my dad is, because he was like, who's Jim? And I was like, how could you not know who Jim Cantori is? Like, what? Like, you don't have a storm unless Jim Cantori is here. Like, that's insane. Thanks, Denise. Yeah, it's not even raining outside. We might get a little bit of a thunderstorm tonight or something, but again, we're in Marion County. We're pretty far in, so yeah, we really don't get much. We probably will have a few down trees because again, those water oaks love to fall over. But even like at my house, there are no trees even remotely near my house because I've just seen too much. So, I mean, there's just really
there's not much that, I mean, yeah, no, we're good. We're good. So yeah, so mostly it's just kind of, okay, well, all of a sudden my daughter has 2 days off of school and a whole boatload of homework. She's like, Mom, they gave me 6 days worth of homework for 2 days. I was like, well, at least you know you'll be busy. She's like, what if we don't have the internet? And I'm like, there's, I don't know. Like, we don't have encyclopedias. We got them when I was a kid. We don't have them now. So I'm like, I don't know. Like the chances of cell phone towers going down, and we've got internet on our cell phones. So yeah, we'll be fine. I think so. Normally, by Thursday, everything's pretty well back to normal, cleaning up some street debris and stuff. But no, it's mostly just back to normal. What's weird is if it could have just waited like 2 days, we would have had the longest Labor Day weekend ever. It would have been epic, but no, it has to go 2 days, then 2 days to normal, and then a Labor Day weekend. I mean, how is that fair? Whatever. I didn't time this one. I don't know. It hits when it hits, I guess. Whatever. Hi, Beverly. So yeah, I was like eating dinner with my husband. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be late on the podcast. I wasn't. I on the live. I wasn't. I was like, well, I could maybe skip it tonight. And he's like, I wouldn't. He's like, everybody's gonna be talking about the storm and all this stuff. And I'm like, that's true. So I was like, well, if I'm a few minutes late, I'm a few minutes late. But as he was paying, and we went to Texas Roadhouse, which is just down the street. Um, but they forgot our daughter's to-go meal, and she's at work at Chick-fil-A, and we got our chicken tenders. I mean, if that's not warped, I don't know what is, but whatever. So we got her, but they forgot to put the order in, so we were waiting for that. So that's why I was a little like, ooh, are we gonna make it on time? But yep, I did. A couple of minutes early, so yay. But yeah, I was like sitting there while we were already done eating, everything boxed up. We were just waiting for her meal. Um, and yeah, I was texting my dad and talking about Jim Cantori. And I'm like, David, I want to go get a selfie. I mean, how can you not have a selfie with Jim Cantori when you're a Floridian? Like, that would be so amazing. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can catch him before the storm. I don't know, we'll see. But again, there's not that many places out there to stay. Like, pretty sure I can find him. I mean, it there's only a few roads he can even take. Okay, this is not a thriving metropolis. It's got a couple gas stations, and like, I mean, it's just we're like, okay, narrow it down. Like, what hotels are out there? We're like, yeah. Pretty sure, because there's not a lot of options. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get that selfie. We'll see. I'll let you know by tomorrow. I think the only irritation is that it'd be a day off, and I'd still put on makeup, because if I'm gonna go and like get a selfie out there with Mr. Cantori, then I probably have to put on some makeup and like brush my hair and stuff. Which I was kind of planning on having a pajama day tomorrow and working on the computer, but whatever. Uh, so yeah, that's the plans. I will stay safe, I promise. But yeah, really excited about maybe possibly trying to get that. And what's funny is my husband is like the most, I don't know how to explain David. Um, he's cautious. He analyzes things. He's extremely detail or he's essentially my total and polar opposite. That is my husband. And I was like, hey, I really want to go and get a picture with him. And he's like, okay, I'll drive. And I'm like, special, all in caps. Yeah. So, even though my husband and I work together, we do completely opposite things for the company. Like, it's very rare you're going to see him on a video, speaking in public, anything like that. It's just not going to happen. But he's basically like the safety net. He tells me if I have ideas all the time, and he'll tell me if they're good or not. And if he says that's a really bad idea, I know it's a really bad idea. And he's brutally honest. Like, I learned within the first few weeks of dating him, do not ask him if a dress or whatever looks good on me, because he will tell me the truth, whether it's what I wanted or not. So yeah, don't do that. He'll do it nicely, but he will never lie about it. Like he'll be like, "What are your other options?" You know, that's not really that's not as flattering as some of your other attire is. Just don't ask him if you don't want the brutal truth. But I also know that if he says I look good in a dress, I look good in a dress. Or if he says that, a dress looks great on me because I asked him, and I know it's a major boost. So, because he will only tell me the truth. But yeah, it's funny. So if he says, yeah, we can go storm chase the storm chaser, then I think we should be good. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, he thought it was pretty funny that I wanted a picture. I was like, that will go on my office wall because it's freaking Florida. And yeah. I mean, yeah, because it is. There's just so many. It's just such a Florida joke, you know? Like, you do not have a storm unless Cantori is there. And we're like, even Alati, she's like, oh, Cantori's on the way. And I was like, I must confirm this. And then, of course, it was right on his Twitter that he's on his way to Florida. I was like, crap. So, but now I'm kind of excited because I really would like to actually, you know, be in a picture with him. That would be cool. But yeah, I mean, we're pretty much all prepped and ready to go. We had a letter that went out to all of our tenants, letting them know what they need to do. It's a letter we use for every major storm. I think the last one was Ian. So I just pulled up my Ian letter and changed the dates and the name of the storm. But yeah, I mean, it's basically same stuff over again. So, um, cleaning up any kind of yard debris because, that stuff can be projectiles. Your trash bins, please clean up the trash. If the trash is not coming because of the storm, please put your trash bins in the garage. Because yeah, you do not, it's not that we get hurricane force winds here, it's that we will get gusts of wind. So like a really bad thunderstorm. Um, that's not good either, because it will knock down a trash can and spew trash all over. That's not good. That's no bueno. So, what else? I shared where the sandbag locations are. Did you know it's self-serve only? Like they don't fill the sandbags for you. They give you a bag and the sand, and it's yeah, some assembly required. Like, what? Because a lot of times the people that go and do that, I feel like I should go volunteer at one of the sand pits or something because um yeah, the people that are like, "Oh, I need sandbags," are normally elderly people that worry about more things than I do on my dizziest day. Um so I can't imagine like my mother-in-law going to a sand thing and them handing her a bag and a shovel. It's just no. So yeah, I'm not sure how that's gonna work. And then going over like where the shelters are in case somebody wants to go to a shelter. There's a lot of people that do live in their RVs. I mean, mind you, if I were living in an RV and a storm was coming, just better safe than sorry, I would drive away. But some people I guess don't think that way. So anyway, mobile homes. That's so I choose not to sell mobile homes. If you are absolutely adamant that you want to purchase a mobile home, and I have had one customer that was like that, or if there is a huge piece of land and it happens to have a mobile home on it, but you're like, I don't really care about the mobile home. It's just, I literally helped somebody buy a 12-acre farm that had a house with a pool and then it had a mobile home. And they were like, I don't know. And what was crazy is when the sale conveyed, they had to say all structures on the property conveyed because there was no information about the mobile home. It just magically appeared there. So they didn't know how to even do title on it. So yes, I have sold a couple of mobile homes. But for the most part, I opt out because I do not find them to be structurally sound or a sound investment, which I think that home ownership is a very good investment. Uh, in other places, this is not the case. I'm talking about for Florida. I only sell real estate in Florida. But it was interesting today. I was reviewing what the we did a state of emergency with the president and the governor and all of that. And then the Marion County Sheriff's Office is, they've got their own emergency task force and everything, and they're all mobilizing and they're watching everything and whatever. And they literally said anybody west of I-75 that's in an RV or a mobile home should consider evacuation. And I'm like, what was it? The other one is, or any other structurally unsound buildings. And I'm like, wow, they straight up called it out. So yeah, it was kind of interesting. But yeah, out of 200 properties plus in management, or 200, families that we have with property management, I don't think we have any mobile homes. Because I just, nope. So that's just, I mean, some people are like all in on the mobile homes. They're like, absolutely, it's the greatest thing ever. And I'm like, I will refer these to you. But yeah, I don't, it's not my thing. Um, but yeah, so that it just kind of confirmed what I already kind of knew. That they were like, yeah, they literally, they basically said, this is not a good thing to be in a storm. And I'm like, well, no kidding. So yeah, kind of weird. Whoa. Lottie says, it's serious because Walmarts are closing at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Yeah. I mean, who's going to go shopping during a storm? You don't do that. You sit at home. Now, I do not have a generator. Lottie does. I might go to her house, but I do not have a generator. And if we lose power for 10 or 12 hours or something, maybe a couple days or whatever, I will be charging up I have these Ryobi batteries like crazy, and I have all of these battery operated fans that are awesome, and those batteries will go for like 12 hours straight. So I told David, I was like, when I get up tomorrow morning, I am going to be charging every one of those batteries into oblivion. So, because I mean, it's rainy outside, so it's not really hot. So just with a fan on, you should be golden. Yeah, I'm already good to go. I mean, I don't need gas. I got a Prius. So, I mean, if nothing else, I'm going to go sit in the Prius because that's got some AC going. That'll go for days. But yeah, it's mostly making sure that we have air conditioning because that will go. But yeah, I mean, I even have a solar powered cell phone charger, 7-port cell phone charger. I just got it at the realtor convention. We actually have two. So my husband got one too. So I've actually been playing around with it and testing it out. And I charged it a week ago, and I have been charging my phone every night with it. And so far, it still has plenty of charge. So I was like, wow, this is crazy. And I did not charge it with the sun. This is just sitting beside my bed. I did not use my charger at all this week and just plugged it with that. And I'm going, this is crazy. It's big. It's like a big old block. But yeah, it's kind of cool. So, I mean, because I go camping and stuff, and sometimes the campgrounds don't have electric. And so I'm really, really interested in solar and how that all plays out because most travel trailers in campgrounds these days have solar. So it's kind of crazy. They have Starlink internet and they have solar, and there's all these remote workers and even like retirees, they're retiring and then they're doing like online classes, like teaching online classes, and they're just traveling around and they see each other, they know each other from different campgrounds and stuff. And I'm like, y'all turned into gypsies. Like, wow, it's crazy. So I was trying to talk my husband into that, and he said it was a bad idea. I don't know. I thought it was a pretty good idea, but we'll see. But right now, of course, with our daughter in school, that is not something that is in the works or in the plans. But man, how cool would that be, right? Not have to worry about paying an electric bill like ever. Um, and the internet, you have internet wherever you go because it's on satellites. I mean, that is pretty cool. Jeff, Jeff is one of our agents too, and he has Starlink, and I was like, "How much does that run?" I know I'm so rude, but he's like, "No, it's about 120 bucks a month." I was like, "That's not that far off," but he says it's high speed and it works great, so it's pretty cool. Aladi says, generator, window AC, grill, and portable stove. Good grief. You are just set to go. Yes, I do have a portable stove. Um, so yeah, that I'm not even stressing on. Don't forget to do the penny test, everybody down here. So you take a cup of water and you freeze it tonight, and then you put a penny on top of the ice. And then, if you lose power or whatever happens through the night or whatever, when you go to check, before you eat anything out of the freezer or whatever, you check to see if the penny has dropped. So if the penny is now on the bottom of the cup instead of on top of the ice, that means that the food defrosted and you really shouldn't be eating any of that stuff. So yeah, heads up on that. But normally we don't have that issue. I gotta clean out the office fridge before I leave tonight. I gotta do that because there's not gonna be anybody here to check it, and yeah, we don't need any nonsense. So I gotta clean out. I'm just gonna go ahead and went into Nellen office. I'm just everything in it is just getting tossed. So that should be interesting. But yeah, I don't know. Just whatever. Now, if it's a storm that lasts for several days, then you go over to other people's houses and hang out because there's really not much to do. Like, I told David I was going to, download some books just to be on the safe side. But I mean, books, hopefully a movie or something. Like I said, we've got, our cell phones if we don't have internet at the house, but it would be crazy if we had no cell phone and no internet. That would be weird. Um, but yeah, I mean, just prepping for the storm. I know a lot of people were going to the grocery store like today. Like, it's Florida. You don't have like a bazillion water bottles at home. You got to go get more. Like, that's crazy. Um, so yeah, I was like, that's just crazy. So I don't know what Floridians do not have water bottles at home. But apparently they were running low or something. I don't know. It, Worst case scenario, your water does function. Like, just fill up a couple of like pitchers and leave them next to the counter. It'll be fine. I mean, like what? But yeah, all of the grocery stores have no water because everybody bought it for no accountable reason. What are you guys doing? Like, what are you doing? I don't know. A lot of you better not have been at the store today buying water. I know full well you got some at home. I don't know. I told anybody that at our office, if they have not gotten water at this point, just come to the office and grab some because we always have a whole bunch of it for, if somebody comes in or if the agents are, running out the door or whatever, keep them hydrated. Okay. That's more important than caffeine. And caffeine is very important. So I don't know, just for me, maybe. Like, everybody lives on coffee around here. I don't know what I'm sorry. I know I keep wiggling and stuff, but I hurt my back this morning. I was carrying way too much stuff in all at once because I didn't want to make 2 trips because I'm stubborn and an idiot. And yeah, I tweaked my back like right in the middle. So I'm gonna put some ice on it tonight when I get home. But that's why I keep wiggling because it's like, I don't know. It feels like I need to like crack my back or something, but I don't. It's annoying. So yeah. Okay, that is so weird. Okay, so Great Expectations Realty, The Office, just commented, I always have water. Y'all, The Office is talking to me now. What in the world? Okay. I don't know what in the world that was. I think Lottie logged into the Great Expectations YouTube or Facebook or something, and now it's using her as the wow, that was creepy. I was like, wow, The Office is now talking to me. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on tonight. That is the big news. I called it. I was like, why is my office typing? What is that? So yeah, so we do have a lot of people that contact us through the YouTube channel and through the Facebook business page and stuff like that. So some of my agents do respond. I try when I respond now, I try to put my name at the end. I'll put like dash Andrea so you guys know it's actually coming from me. Um, but yeah, not there's so many comments, which I love the comments. But I also, when they're asking questions, I want to make sure that their questions are answered as soon as humanly possible. And there's no way I can be like just sitting there answering questions. So some of my agents have access to it. So apparently she logged in. Ah, that's funny. I was like, whoa, my office is talking to me. So weird. It was kind of creepy because even the message was creepy. Like, I always have water. Well, yeah, because I pay for it. Like, what? I don't know. Sorry. It was just one of those things. Also, why are the comments staying up? Like, I can never get the comments to stay up. They go up and then they flash back down. And somehow the setting has changed and now they're just up, which is awesome. I love that. So great. So helpful. It gives me time to actually respond. Because normally I'm like, whatever. But I'm also not on my computer right now. I'm on my cell phone because I did not have enough time to get everything ready. So, and also because my husband dropped me off here after dinner and then went immediately to pick up our daughter, and my laptop is in the back seat of the car in my bag because I was prepping everything at the office to work from home for the next 2 days. So I don't know. I thought we were going to have a sales meeting tomorrow morning. And I was like, okay, well, we're going to have off except for the sales meeting, which was supposed to be at DR Horton. And Lottie's like, you want to check about that? And I was like, well, the storm's not in the morning. It'll be fine. Like, I'm sure we're still doing the sales meeting. So about 5 o'clock, I actually called over to them and they were like, yeah, so no, we're not doing that. We're closed. And I was like, oh, okay. So I had to let everybody know in the company. Yes, about that sales meeting that I said was for sure still on. It's not. It's not. It has nothing to do with me. I'm still game, but no. So, but that's okay because that also led Elodie in my office is going, yes, I get to sleep in. I was like, okay. She's not going to anyway. So it's a total lie. I know it's a total lie. Her idea of sleeping in is 6:30 a.m. But yeah. So But yeah, and besides, we may have to go on a little field trip tomorrow and find Jim Cantori. If you know him, I would like a selfie. Just saying. Small request. It'll take 2 seconds. I have my cell phone with me at all times. It'll go on my office wall. It's so funny that I have a picture with oh man, that's pretty sad. John Travolta, who lives here in Ocala, actually Anthony, but it's same thing. So I have a picture with him, and that one is not up on my wall. Go figure. My daughter is like in the background in the picture, which was really funny because she's seen Grease, she's seen like some of the movies and stuff, that weren't rated inappropriate. Um, but yeah, so we take a picture. And I didn't even have to ask. He offered, which was awesome. We were at Starbucks, and yeah, he took a picture. And my daughter jumps into the picture, and thank God I had makeup on that day. And yeah, so I have that one. When he walks away, he was there with his daughter and she didn't want him in the picture or whatever, but he walked away. I was like, oh, that's so cool. My daughter's like, is that somebody you work with? And I was just like, you have a picture with John Travolta and you don't even know? That's crazy. But yeah, so I made sure she had to watch Grease again on repeat. But yeah, so I have that picture, but I'm actually probably more excited about the Jim Cantori. I am such a Floridian. Ah, I mean, come on, how funny is that? I think it's the irony, basically, it's the irony of it. I just anything for a good story or, something to make people smile or laugh is just great. So, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I did get to go to the president's lunch at the Chamber of Commerce today. It was not canceled, which is great. Pretty much everything else for the next 2 days is canceled. Everybody just has been sending email after email after email, which is like school is out, canceled event, canceled event, canceled event, canceled event. I'm like, I know it's a hurricane, obviously. But yeah, technically it's still a tropical storm, I think. But yeah, so we've been getting a whole slew of stuff. But anyway, the Chamber of Commerce, they had a president's lunch that I got an invitation for, my husband and I went to today. And I don't know how many of these they do, but it's a very, very small group of people, of entrepreneurs and like business owners and stuff within Ocala, and we have lunch together. And the chamber president, Mr. Kevin Sheely, uh, he tells us like what's going on and what's happening around us and stuff like that. And then we get to ask him questions. Now, Kevin Sheely is amazing at leading the conversation. So even when I interview him, there's about once a year I get him to come on on my radio show and my YouTube and stuff, and he does a phenomenal interview. But if you really look at it and really pay attention, I don't ask him the questions. He basically leads the entire thing for like, and we're talking like for 40, 45 minutes. He's just like one after another. There's really not that many questions that I actually ask. So to have the opportunity to ask him any and all questions, I jumped at the chance. I really did. So there was a big room full of people. It was, I don't know. I mean, it was a pretty big room, but there was, I don't know, maybe 30, 35 people in there. So it's supposed to be a small group, which I guess that is a small group comparatively. So, and I don't know how many of these they do. I was trying to figure out with David. I was like, I bet they do one like every day for like 2 weeks, and it's a different group, because it's a very different group of people. It's like somebody from insurance. I was the only realtor. That's how I know they must do multiple of these. Because I mean, when does that happen? You're the only realtor. Okay. Um, well, and my husband too. Of course, he's a realtor, but we were the only realtors. So yeah, we got to ask questions. So of course, I asked him multiple. This is the man that knows, like he knows anything happening or coming about or changes, whether it's political, educational, taxation, new businesses coming in, new land being purchased. This man knows. Okay, he knows. Um, so yeah, I was like, okay, I have a few questions. He's like, yes, of course you do. I mean, that's just always. But yeah, I was asking about impact fees, and I had a very good educational moment with him explaining impact fees and his take on it and all of that. So it was very interesting. Um, I don't know if he changed my mind about impact fees or not, but it was still very interesting, very educational, and I got to see some different point of view, based on what he was talking about, which was really, really cool. Because I went in, I was like all for impact fees. Like we should have had this 2 years ago. We would not be in the problem we have with, the schools needing to be built. We need to get some schools built, but not necessarily. I mean, there's only certain areas in Ocala that really has exponential growth. Most of the areas are pretty much what they were before. So it's just it happens to be in the area I live and work in is the part that's like, whew. So yeah, it was interesting. It was very interesting. So he's like, well, how if we're doing impact fees and it impacts the entire county, and if you don't know, sorry, impact fees are when you're building a house, you're a person living there is now going to make an impact on the schools because their kids are going to go to school most likely, the roads, blah blah blah. So there's a fee paid basically, or a tax paid from that new construction. So if we're having a huge development of houses, each of those houses has to pay that impact fee, and normally it's like $3,000, $4,000, something like that. And it's just a one-time hit, and it's part of the construction costs. Okay. So I was like all for it up until he started talking. I was just like, whoa, those are some really good points. Because that means that anybody that builds a house over in like Northeast, Northwest, or Southeast, even though they're not experiencing the same level of growth, they're going to have to still have those same exact impact fees because it has to be fair throughout the whole county, even though they're not getting any new schools because they don't have that many new students. So it was like, oh, yeah, I could see that as kind of problematic, so it was stuff like that he was talking about. And I'm like, okay, okay, those are some good points. So, we were talking about, millage rates instead. That I'm not a huge fan of. A one-time hit when you're first doing a house and you don't really have any property tax on the house yet, because you only pay on, when it's first built, you really only pay on the land itself. So it's like $300 for the year or something like that. So, to have an impact fee then, not so bad. Plus, again, it goes in with the construction cost. So, not horrible. But if you do it as a millage and we raise our property taxes, doesn't matter if you have kids or not. I mean, that's a little more painful to me. The other option was doing another 0.5% on our sales tax, and having basically all of you wonderful people from other areas that visit us, like Mr. Jim Cantori, have them pay for our schools. And I really like that idea. Not gonna lie. We don't like taxes here. We don't like paying them. We like the benefits of them. We don't really like paying them. So yeah, there was just some different stuff, and I'm like, maybe that is a better option. I don't know. I don't know. Um, so yeah, but I mean, we do need some new schools. So we are getting them. They're already in the works. It's just how are we paying for them is definitely the question. So kind of interesting stuff. And then of course he started talking about, the transportation tax and this court case in another place. And when he got into the transportation tax, I was like, that actually leads to my next question about transportation coming in. And apparently SunTran is already on it. I will have to say that our public transportation is lackluster, not through anybody else's fault, but we have a huge, huge area, very spread out area with like pockets of people. Um, that is not helpful when doing public transportation, because even if you are in one of those pockets and you do have public transportation, it's going to take you forever and a day to get anywhere. And so, it's just very time consuming traveling by public transportation, and it's not like it's a direct route. And where are the routes? And like Marion Oaks, prior to now, has never had public transportation, and that's a huge area. And a lot of those people do not have cars. Some of these people do not have cars, especially if they're older, and they just. What about teenagers could be going to work and stuff? I mean, I'm all for sending teenagers to work. They stay out of trouble if you keep them busy. That's my philosophy anyway. So, put them in sports, put them in jobs. I don't care, but yeah, if they get bored, they get in trouble. So, yeah. I'd like to send you an email tomorrow just letting you know, because I'll put my YouTube username in the email so you know it's me. Stay safe. Absolutely. Would love that. You got my email address, right? Hopefully. 37 square miles roughly. I know it's big. It doesn't wait, 37 square miles. That's like Marion Oaks, right? That's got to be just Marion Oaks, because Marion County is almost 1,600 square miles. So yeah, it's probably Marion Oaks. Somebody's knocking at the door. Should we check to see who it is? Who is it? Come on in. Oh, we've got a special guest. We have Alexi. Hold on, I got to take my earbud out then, so people can hear you.
sound very much.
Oh my gosh, I haven't seen this before. What is that?
What?
You got like a whole soundboard.
By the way, you're on live.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a chair.
No, you need to bring your own chair. This is a bring your own chair situation. Say hi.
Hi.
Eladi's on there.
Oh really? Hi, laddie.
Yeah, she's talking about Marion Oaks.
I look insane. I just got off for
You
2
look,
hours.
yeah, you look a little rough.
Well, here's the thing. Hold on. I'm gonna go grab a chair. We're back.
I think I can get your email from the website. Yes, you absolutely can. Or just, it's my name. It's AndreaPraber@gmail.com. So as long as you have my name, you've got my email. I would give you the company one to send to, but we're not going to be here for a couple days. So I would just send it to my personal one just because. Aladi says, hi, Lexi Poo.
Hi. She called me that all the time when I was working as like a property management assistant.
Oh, yeah.
Because like she would always come up to me.
You're not coming over here. Come over here.
Oh, over here.
Come over here. Yeah, I'll scoot over. I don't know if I can change the... I didn't know she was coming in, so I was not set up for this. All right, go ahead. You have food on your shirt. You know that, right? What'd you just done? What? Oh, up there. Okay.
Okay, it's fine.
All right. What did you break?
I got scared.
That's so not good.
What I do?
Okay, so I was just finished telling them that I think that we need more public transportation
Yeah.
with Suntran
Yeah.
because then more teenagers could work, and if they work, they stay out of trouble.
That is one side of it, but also the public transportation in general is it's not good.
It's not good. Yeah, no.
I mean, it's not like bad quality or anything, but like there's just not a lot of routes and not a lot of stops.
Yeah. So they got a huge grant, so they are fixing that. And she would know because I do let her go on the public transportation. She goes on
Trips in the
trips.
summer.
Yeah.
I'll be like
More so during the summer.
Yeah, because during school, what am I gonna do?
Which is weird because I actually have more of an issue with her riding the public school bus than the Suntran.
Non-existent almost. You're correct. You're correct. It like
Yeah.
The public transport is mainly just for like
In the city.
the city, and then like one. I think like it goes near Vanguard in that whole neighborhood.
That's still city.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. But it does go to Silver Spring Shores, but then you have to get another bus to basically connect anywhere. So
Right.
that's not really helpful.
Oh yeah, they're really bad at connecting. Like,
Yeah.
there's like no connection. Like, they're really long bus routes, and they won't go because like there's some connections between places, you know.
Right.
Like if you're going to, give me 2 places that you would go to in one day for errands.
Me, I would go to Denellen and Silver Spring Shores. That's where I was yesterday or day before yesterday. I don't know.
No connecting there.
No, that's impossible. Literally impossible.
And you'll go from like the mall to the VA clinic.
Well, some people
So
need that, but then, you know, how are they going to get picked up?
Exactly.
Like at their house. So like Marion Oaks, huge area, no public transportation at all to them, but that is now changing. They are now getting public transportation. Yes, absolutely.
is it Sunshine or just something else?
Suntran is actually going to go to Marion Oaks.
That's good. I'm gonna catch a ride there.
So why are you going to Marion Oaks?
Because it's nearby.
Okay.
It's
Just because she can. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Because like, if I'm at home, there's no way. Like, there's not even a single.
Well, that's the thing is if it's going to Marion Oaks, it's probably coming up by our house. So that means by our house we're gonna have
That would be really nice.
transportation.
Because a lot of people live like our neighborhood is huge. Like it has a lot of teenagers and it has a lot of
Right.
adults that need to go places. But the only thing we have nearby is a 7-Eleven and like a Publix, and there's no public transportation. Yay, she's coming to visit me for food. Yes, yes, I'm on my way.
Yeah. Elani cooks amazing food.
Yes,
so,
she does.
Yeah. But if you're cooking, I'm driving, I'll be over there too. So whatever.
Yeah, she was telling me today that her son, can I name drop or no?
No, not without permission.
Her son is like always on a mission at school, and like because we were talking about how like I saw him but like we hadn't really said hi
Yeah.
and thing, and she's like, oh yeah, he's always on a mission, you know. Like, and he even packs his own lunch because he can't really stand the cafeteria. And I'm like, and I bet the food's better too.
Yeah, I know.
And I bet
Yeah.
it's Pilates food.
Yep, I bet he does. If I were living in Alani's house, I would pack my food.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, let me just load up on this. So.
Oh, did you talk about their? You can see the stairs. Sure can. Anyway, y'all don't see that. Y'all
Yeah,
don't see that.
you can see it. She was over. She's only allowed to, because of state law, she's only allowed to work until 7 p.m.
Yep.
So yeah, so she had to work from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. In 2 hours time, you have managed to get a massive stain on your shirt, and you look like you have sweated a lot. Were you working outside?
I was, and then it started raining, so we went inside for like an hour. So
In 2 hours, you have gotten pretty well pummeled over there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So.
Careful, it's live.
Yeah. I can't.
So she's not allowed to say much. She works at Chick-fil-A. She's not allowed to share much. You can say that. You're in a red shirt. They know.
I have a red shirt, but I have my name tag. I took my name tag off for a reason.
So she's not allowed to talk about anything going on over there, which is really hard.
Right.
Because we talk about pretty much everything.
Yes.
And
but I can say it's not anything about like the company itself or the people working there. I was working with this lady today, and I'm taking her order. It's a really simple order, but she like says it in such a way like, you know, she's prepared. She's been here a lot.
she knows it. She knows that menu better than you do.
Literally, like
That
back of her
is
hand.
true of most 90% of the people.
Okay, I'm getting better at it. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
And so I'm like, okay, and we're gonna like pull up before payment. So I get her payment. The card reader, we first try to tap it, doesn't work. I said, that's fine. Might be my card reader. And I'm like, okay, go ahead and like try it a different way. And then the card reader stopped working. I'm like, oh, I'll just go get a new one. I'm so sorry, I'll be right back. And so I go get a new card reader. The iPad freezes. I lose her entire order.
Oh, no.
Her entire order I lose.
All of the special instructions and stuff.
All of it. And so I said, I'm so sorry, man. Could you repeat your order? And she repeats it. It freezes again.
That's a bad night. That is a bad night.
I'm so sorry, ma'am. I'm gonna go get a new iPad. She's like, okay. And so I go get a new one.
Pull to the window.
New
Just
everything.
pull the window.
And then I come back. And I'm like, can you say your order again? And then I messed up the second part of her order, even though she said it like 2 times now. I'm like, what was the second part? She's like, 3 strips. I'm like, right. You're right.
Hopefully you got it right at the end, because if she had looked in that bag and not seen it, she'd have been
Oh my goodness, I
looking
would've
for you.
died. And then I go to take her payment. Freezes. I say, I'm gonna let you do this at the window.
She probably was very happy to hear that.
At this point, though, we're already at the window.
Oh, you just walked with her to the hallway.
Yes, so there like really wasn't much to walk with.
So she have to give the order again?
She didn't have to give the order because I stored it.
Oh, good plan.
But I'm like, hey, can you guys take payment for this car? And they're like, which one? I'm like, her. And they're like, oh, sure. I'm like, okay.
It had problematic. Yeah.
Yeah, it sucked so bad. I had to take a minute inside, like when I was getting a new iPad. I'd like to say, I'm like,
So David went in, Shad went in, and we found a whole bunch of stuff on like online and TikTok where you can customize stuff up, because they're not supposed to customize anything, but you can order the ingredients separately and then just put it together yourself. So like, I don't know, a Dr. Pepper float and stuff like that. It's not on the menu. And so David was literally going through, he probably had like 12 different things. He was driving her nuts, going through and finding all the different ways that he could create something off the menu and like force them to create something off menu.
If it's not on the menu, like 99% of the time, I can't get it for you. Even if like we have,
that was funny.
If we have all the ingredients,
so
and we have the process to make it, I can't make it for you.
Yeah, it was interesting. So, but yeah, we were having a little bit of fun at her expense. I'm sorry, but it was really true.
And I just gotten off of like a 8-hour shift?
No, it was not 8 hour.
I'm sorry, I messed up. I was thinking I got off at 8 p.m. So that was a 6-hour shift.
Yeah. So yeah, she was definitely feeling it. She was feeling the heat and everything because they make her work outside. I don't know what that is.
No.
I think somebody about to get blocked.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So, okay, so weird people on here.
What are we on?
What are we on?
What app?
YouTube. Yeah.
I think I have a new interface.
Maybe. Probably just because it's on my phone.
True.
But anyway, so are you all prepped for the hurricane? What are you gonna do?
I'm prepped to stay at home.
Yeah.
And chill.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I have 2 days off of school, so.
Yeah. So you have been through a few hurricanes now.
Yeah.
What happens? From your perspective.
Like, worst thing to happen. I'm very lucky that I live in a house. So worst thing to happen is we lose power.
Yeah.
And that's only happened like twice, maybe, that I remember. In this house, at least.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, but usually you just chill and listen to rain sounds for free.
Yeah. You basically just sit there for...
Get days off of school.
Yeah. That's basically it. It's mandatory off downtime. That's basically it. So.
And it's, mandatory off school because even if they ask you to do it online, you can be like, oh, my power's out. Sorry.
Did any of your teachers ask you to do stuff online?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, they said that they're supposed to, but like some of them won't, but some of them are trying to. I'm like, sorry. So y'all, my power's out.
No, I think you can do your homework. You've got 2 days to do your homework plus another holiday weekend coming up.
I have other homework I can do, but I'm not doing more homework. Come on.
They loaded you up with more homework?
Yes. That's what. No, I'm talking about additional homework. I'm not talking about the one we already had, because I have like a ton of homework for one of my classes. She said she, in her right mind, said the first day of school, she said prepared to be doing about 6 hours of homework a week for this class.
Was she correct?
Yeah, she was.
Oh.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
And even then, with the amount of the 6 hours of homework is only 10% of our grade. So I said.
And this is a math class, and she didn't catch that in math.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So what's 90% of your grade?
Well, it's split up more. I think quizzes, which are like the big homework, is like 15%. So those I definitely want to do, but like 10% for homework, and it's like, so
you're doing the math and saying 10% of your
like,
grade.
10% of my grade. Sorry, man. It's not gonna cut it. Actually,
That's
that's
not
not gonna.
That's a
not
math
gonna,
class, though. Isn't that the math class?
Yeah. That's not making me sit down for 6 hours. 10% is not making me sit down for 6 hours. It's not.
So what are you gonna do? Just not turn in your homework?
Of course, I'm gonna turn it in. But like,
she's gonna turn in her homework. Okay.
I mean, yeah, I already did most of it. I have a test later, but
yeah, we don't know when the test is now.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything gets kind of muddled. They'll be like, okay, a big test on Wednesday. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and find this person right here. And put them in. Let's see. Actually, since you, well, probably.
Also, reporting doesn't take them out. So
I don't know. I can put them as child abuse.
So maybe just choose one.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Okay, and then
go ahead and do the rest of them.
Okay. Hide user on two. Put user in timeout.
And yes, block. I'm working on it. Okay, I think they're all
they're deleted.
Deleted now, I think. Anyway, that's gross. Like,
yeah, I love people. So
I have actually never had that on YouTube. That was the first time. See, that's yeah.
Love
Gross. Did you get to
people.
give out my phone number to anybody?
Not today, mostly because I was only working like a 2-hour shift.
So, yeah. So if anybody asks for her phone number, and it would probably be some really gross person. She's had hit on her in their 30s, and she's 15.
Mm-hmm.
She gets to give my phone number out as hers, and I get to talk to them.
No.
And I might do it live on air.
No, right?
Because yeah, that's gross. Like, I
It is
mean,
gross.
really,
It just makes everyone involved
just-
feel gross.
can't wait to have that conversation.
Sometimes, well, actually, I'm not gonna say that on live. Actually, I don't want to say that about my job. Anyway.
Yeah, no,
Never mind.
we'll leave that one
Never
alone.
mind. Never mind.
Anyway, but yeah, it is good for you to have some life experience in a nice, controlled environment. I'm glad you have some.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm really worried about you going to college. Like, seriously, because
Everybody is.
you are the most gullible person I've ever met. You're so gullible. Your dad can still tell you that there's like something, and you straight up still
Well, that's
believe
because he's
him.
my dad. You always say
You
that I'm-
should know him more than anybody else. So if you can't even tell when he's giving you a hard time,
Well, here's the thing though. It's either, like, you have to consider the opposite. Either he's joking and I take him for serious, or he's not joking and I take him as joking. I would say the second one is worse. So I normally just.
so
am
you
like,
just did the math on that.
I'm like, you're being truthful.
No, because you believe me too. Oh, I guess it's the same problem, isn't it?
Yeah. What am I gonna do? Like, what if you say something and you're being completely serious, or like you're even mad about something, and I'm like, haha, that's a funny joke. I would die. I would be killed. I would.
No, they'll believe you. No, she is no. There
No,
were
I-
no,
no,
children
yes.
harmed.
I mean it in terms.
Don't tell
I'm
people
joking.
that.
I'm
She has no
joking.
bruises, I
I'm
promise.
Joking. My
Jeez.
mother is amazing. I love her so
Man.
much.
It's not good. It's not good. But yeah, we are seriously concerned about
I mean, every parent is. I mean, even like.
Elodie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking about it today.
Her son went up to
Like,
college.
my son is in college. I'm worried about it for the hurricane. I'm like, I love moms.
Yeah. You told me that today. So she drove to school the last 2 days.
Yes. What do you think of my driving? Your breath got shaky all of a sudden. I just want you guys to know that. I heard it was like,
I feel like I have been through something traumatic when you get out of the car and I finally get to go back behind the wheel.
well, I want to ask you a question. So,
Okay.
the first time I drove and and today, the way I drove were completely different, I would say. Because
You did get better today. Yes. You were a lot more relaxed. A little
was
too relaxed, but that's okay.
So, I know, I'm sorry. No.
I'm sorry. We're not laughing at you. We're laughing with you, Elodie.
I know, we're laughing with
But he's a grown person. Like, he's full on grown.
Well, she does have a right to be worried, because wasn't it, like, she said something about how,
She's worried if he doesn't eat a meal. Like, she drove all the way up there to bring him a TV. Like,
we love you, Lottie, so much.
we do. We do. She has a huge, huge heart, and her boys are her whole world. Yeah. Yeah. She
Yeah,
goes
driving,
to
yeah.
every single one of her son's basketball games. Like, every single one. Does not miss them, because it literally breaks her heart if somebody is not there rooting for him. So she goes to every single one, films them, is his biggest cheering section. So, like, she's just hardcore mom. I brought him food, too. Of course you did. Of course you did. Anyway, but yeah. But this one,
So would you
No
say
worry.
that my relaxed driving, or and Jen,
And Jan's on there. I'm
sure.
sure.
I'll be there in a couple. Be there in a couple of weeks and I'll let you drive me around.
No,
Yes,
that's in Orlando,
yes,
you psychopath.
yes.
She's not driving in Orlando. No, you're not driving in Orlando.
No, I don't want to drive in Orlando. I think I get it.
Ugh. You can't even, like, I don't even know if I trust you in the Disney parking lot. Because,
No, that's it's full of Disney
Yeah.
adults.
Yeah,
probably,
they're-
like, crash.
Yeah.
No, yes, let's drive around. Yes. So would you say my relaxed driving or like my anxious driving is
your relaxed driving is better.
really
Yeah.
okay?
Although you were a lot more mouthy. I'm just saying.
That is because I was very tired this morning and I didn't feel quite real. And I feel like when that happens, I was because when I'm anxious,
She was very
driving,
mouthy. I'm just saying.
It was all in
At one point, I told you, I was like, this right here is not the judgment-free zone. And she's like... Also, I don't yell. Like, I don't.
No.
At home, I never yell. I don't yell. I don't cuss. I don't... Nothing. Like, ever.
It's very nice.
Honestly, if I get really upset, I get really quiet.
Yeah.
And if it's really, really bad, I go for a walk.
Oh my gosh, the walks. Oh, God forbid the walks.
I just leave. Words should not come out of my mouth. I'm going to hurt somebody and scar them for life. I am going for a walk. So
I think on one hand, I'm very lucky to be in a house where the worst thing that could possibly happen is you go for a walk. But also, if I come back home and, like, the air seems tense, I say, where's Mom? And Dad's like, she's on a walk right now. I'm like,
what did you do?
What happened? What happened?
Like,
what had happened?
So bad. So yeah, the problem is she has. How many times have I actually like screamed at you?
In the car?
In the car.
I don't think you've screamed. I think you've been like, ah.
4 times.
You haven't
Okay.
screamed.
The one time you didn't understand the concept of right on red, and we're going to an intersection, and there's oncoming traffic, and she's ready to just blow right through, and I'm like, so I screamed. I was like, stop! The light is red. How are you not? And she goes, Mom, it's right on red. And I'm like, yeah, after you stop.
Yeah, I mean,
we're gonna die.
I still do have to get the handle on when to pause and when to not. Because I'll pause like
when you're not supposed to, in the middle of the road.
I did that more at the start, but I will
Jan, you gonna let her drive your Benz?
Yes, let me drive you around and get you home. Yes, because I stopped in the middle of
driving in Orlando. She can't even handle Ocala yet.
I can't handle Ocala. Maybe not 200. I want to try 200 though.
Oh my God, I'm like tearing up.
But yeah,
I don't think I screamed this morning.
No, I think this morning was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I think 4 times so far in her young driving career.
Yeah.
Not that I'm keeping count, but it was like weird moments.
Yes, you need to learn the Jaguar. No, I think I would be scared. I think I'd be very scared.
I'm not buying Aunt Jan a new Jag. It ain't happening. So no. If the car is worth more than I am, you're not driving it.
I'll get in the driver's seat and I'll do the steering wheel and park. That's as close as I'll get to driving it.
I'm not even gonna drive her Jaguar.
I would maybe toss around the steering wheel a bit.
Yeah.
In a very firm parked position.
Yeah. No, because we can't even afford the parts. Like that's just not a good idea.
No, Dad was not joking about getting like a car with 200,000 plus miles. Like I thought it was a joke too, but he was like, I saw one at Habitat.
No.
And it had like 234,000 miles on it.
So we have a thing.
I let Jimmy drive you guys.
So we have a thing where whatever car she wants to get, but she has to pay for half of it.
Yep.
And so yeah, that's awesome. But her dad is very excited about shopping for cars for her already.
And I'm not even 16.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen until she's actually past 16. So driver's license. Anyway, so yeah, so he's been shopping for cars, and some of the cars have like 200,000 miles on them, and she's just like,
absolutely not. I thought I was progressive for being able, like, wanting to go over 100,000, but he's like, what about 234,000 miles? I said, no.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
That seems like you're gonna be alone on the side of a road at night sometimes. So we're gonna go with no on that one.
I don't know about that, but
well, yeah, because you can't drive at night.
Florida
has some interesting rules about driving.
Yeah.
And there's certain requirements. Once you have your permit, that doesn't end there. You have to have like so many hours of driving at night. You have to have so many hours of learning how to maintain the car. They sent me a whole packet.
How about the gold car? Good question, Eladi. Good question. What about the gold car? Because that was my idea. That was my original idea.
That car will definitely leave you in a ditch somewhere.
Listen. I was like, they had been, like, it had been sitting there. For anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, my dad's old car from, like, 2000...
It's a 2000. It's a 2000.
So this 20-year-old
It's older than Michael, and Michael's in his last year of college.
It has been sitting there since, like, last year, 2 years, last year, year and a half.
I'd say it's been a lawn ornament for about a year and a half, yeah.
Year and a half.
The driveway, but
So it's been sitting there. I want to make that clear. It has been sitting in our driveway, waiting to be sold, taken apart for parts, towed, destroyed, burned.
there's actually nothing
Stake.
mechanically wrong with said car, but it sits there,
Yep.
and then the battery dies. I
Right.
think it does need a new battery at this point, but yeah. So we're trying to.
We're in sync.
Shocker. So we are trying to. We're trying to find it a new home, and he's had lots of offers for it, which is the really crazy part.
But here's the thing.
But he doesn't like
Cleanse
getting
with
rid
fire?
of things. Yeah,
That was
seriously.
Mom's idea, but
That was definitely my idea.
here's the thing.
I'm gonna do that with the piano.
Oh, don't do that. It was sitting there for a year and a half. And now I get my permit. I say, why do I need to get a new car if there's this car that's pretty much fine, maybe a little bit bad, a little old, but also free, that's been sitting here.
So you would rather keep your money and use that car?
Yes. And I brought that up. And immediately Dad was like, well, we gotta take it apart for parts. You can't drive it. It's not drivable. I'm like, you were making the case that it was perfectly fine like 2 months ago. I want to say that. And he's like, no, you can't drive the Dodge. It can't take that. I'm like,
You're gonna be driving to school and back.
yeah.
Yeah. But that's why we're going to school right now. Is
So that I know that.
yeah. So she knows where all the speed limits are, because no, not yesterday. Friday. Friday she was driving, and she was like, she's going 35, and the cars are just passing us.
I was
And
in
I'm
the
like,
lane too.
I was like, Lexi, you got to go faster than this. And she's like, I'm not getting a speeding ticket, blah, 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 blah. And I mean, just mouthy with me. I don't know. That's why I
It's
said David needs to
fine,
drive
it's
her, but whatever. So she's like, I was like, what is the speed limit here? No, you said that. You're like, what even is the speed limit here? And I was
Yeah.
like, not what you're going. She was going 35 in a 55.
Not my finest moment. But I will say, you make the case to speed a lot more, and I see why Dad doesn't like you driving. Because I think my mom's philosophy here, do they have driver's training classes? My mom tried to get me in them.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I think the class is full, but I'm not sure. We'll see. She signed up. I don't know.
Where my mom's idea is, if you don't know what's going on, just go faster. Get through it. Now, my idea and my dad's idea is, if you don't know what's going on, slow down.
Your idea is to stop
My
in
idea is not to
awkward
stop.
and dangerous places.
Everybody's saying that just because I stopped
To be
like,
fair,
once.
I have been hit 6 times while stopped.
See, that's your trauma. That's not mine. But
How do you hit a parked car? Like,
really
repeatedly.
easily.
Well, I think it was that one car was like a green, but it was like kind of a camo, kind of like tannish green. Man, that thing was like constantly getting
The
hit.
Kia?
Yeah, the Kia.
I missed that thing.
I really loved that car, but I kept getting hit in it. I was like, I can't keep doing this. This is ridiculous. So, yeah, that car had to go. And now I have a bright red car. They see
Beautiful.
me coming. It
It
is
is beautiful.
great.
Every single time I
it's
see
awesome.
that, like, a red car. I saw a red Prius today. I thought it was you. I got so excited it wasn't you. I was like, it's not my
I'm
mom.
sorry. I went to dinner.
Oh, yeah, I heard. I got food from Chick-fil-A, and when I got in the car, Dad was like, we got you Texas Roadhouse. I was like, I wish you told me that before I spent, like, $15.
Well, we spent more than that on your dinner.
I know.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll
Which
try
one?
it tomorrow when we're shut in
Yeah.
from the outside world.
Okay, you're making it. Well, I don't know, because I may go chase Jim Cantori.
Oh, yeah, Dad told me. The
Weather
guy-
Channel guy, yeah.
guy. Oh, yeah, did you see the Weather Channel outside Westport?
Well, it was TV, what,
TV channel.
West 2, right?
I'm so kind of frustrated. I'm so sorry. I literally said the news channel, and Dad said, well, it's a Weather Channel. No, I said Weather Channel, and he said, no, it's a news channel. Is it true that red car insurance is higher? Is it?
I don't believe
Is this
so.
getting into you? Are you uncomfortable? Because I'm kind of spinning a little bit. Are you good?
No, I'm good. I have no idea, truthfully.
Probably. You don't check?
It's also a Prius, and I'm pretty sure anybody that's driving a Prius is not going to have it's a Prius. I mean, it's not like there's a really amazing acceleration on this thing. You hit the gas and it's like, hold on, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah,
Let me
and it also makes a
ponder.
really loud noise, so you can't do it subtly.
No.
Like I know when you speed up, it's gonna make a noise, but with the Prius, it takes it personally almost.
It's like one step above a golf cart.
Yeah, I would say that.
Okay, yeah.
I would
So,
say that.
so I don't really think that it applies to a Prius. Now, mind you, I say this in joke. I'm sorry, my hair is driving me nuts because I put it in braids yesterday, and now it's all like just. I feel like it touched a light bulb. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I love the Prius. I absolutely love that car. It makes so much sense. I don't have to stress about putting gas in it right now because I have a full tank. I've had a full tank for like a week. It's great as far as that goes. Yeah, I mean, it makes so much sense. The speedometer is not behind the steering wheel because why would you put a speedometer behind the steering wheel? That's where you can't see anything.
Also,
it's to the right.
I will say the warnings on it are really, really good.
Yes, it speaks to you
It
a
goes,
lot.
It goes orange, red to like flashing label.
Yeah.
So if you're backing up or you're driving into like a little park spot, it'll tell you when you're like kind of edging up to an obstacle. It'll tell you when you should probably rethink your parking. And then when it gets really bad and you're like 5 inches from an obstacle, it tells you in really big, bold, red sign, white letters, brake. Exclamation point with a flatline sound.
And yes,
And
yeah, it
it's
flatlines.
horrifying.
It's the car flatlines.
It
So
really
it's like,
is.
you
It
know,
starts screaming.
beep, beep, beep. That's the normal backup sound.
Beep, 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 beep,
And then it goes faster, faster, and then it's just bzzz.
It also does that with seatbelts, and it's super annoying.
Yeah.
But it makes you put in your seatbelt
Every time,
You're just
yeah.
driving down
So,
the street,
I don't know. I mean, it is. It's a great car. I love the car. Nobody has hit me in it yet, which is awesome.
I will say though, I don't like that there's no magnets on the back. So when I go to put my student driver magnets on there, I can't put them on the back, which is like the best place.
I got a package of 6 big yellow magnetic student driver. Thank you for your patience. And it goes all over the car every time she gets behind the wheel.
I need to start wearing something like that on my like work uniform, like.
But it
15-year-old, please be patient. Please.
So yeah, but on the trunk, it's not metallic. We could probably tape it on.
Well, I said that like we should get a sticker or something, and Dad was like, don't get it.
Yeah, it might mess with the paint.
Who cares? What? Who said that? What?
Gross. Anyway. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a
but
sticker,
yeah,
a little sticker.
she's learning. She's getting there.
I'm getting I think.
But yeah, it's a bit tense in the mornings.
For a student driver, rate my driver.
And she says, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Lexi. I'll be there soon." Y'all are both gonna end up in a ditch. I don't know. I've taught other kids to drive. I'm great, but
Okay, so how much? 1 to 10, 10 being really good, 1 being worst, driving into a hole.
It's not that. You just have like a set idea of what you're supposed to be doing, even when it's completely wrong.
Yeah,
it's like,
that's true.
and she has no problem with telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, I literally
said that.
So we'll be going, like, we're going down and then it splits because the road splits a little bit because it turns into a left lane to go into the school, and she's still in this lane that continues, and if she continues to the right, she's going away from the school. And so I say, get into the left, and she immediately veers towards the right to follow.
I thought I was getting into the left, but I was not.
So this is your left hand. This is your right hand.
So this is your left, this is your right. No.
So if you go to the right, you will not go left. So I'm like, I think that might have been on Friday when I yelled again, because I was like,
I've gone on 200 once.
Yeah, that was.
I don't want to for a while.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
I cried a little bit after.
We both cried a little bit after
you?
that. Yeah, it was a little traumatic.
Were you scared?
I did yell. That was 2 of the yelling occasions were that day.
That one I will say was yelling. That was I spooked
Well,
myself.
I
did stop.
She was not prepared for 200. I don't honestly. No. I'm not even prepared for 200. That's Highway 200. That's where everything is. We were way down at the other end of it, so I thought it wouldn't be that bad for just like maybe half a mile.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't much. But in that short duration of time, our relationship has changed. And may never go back to the way it was.
So first of all,
My life flashed between.
I remember it clearly. So like I got there and I didn't know what lane to go in.
So don't go in any lane. She just stops.
Yeah, I stopped.
With all the traffic losing their minds.
And then I go and I'm in like
I think that
the
was
middle.
when I ordered the signs for
Probably.
the car.
Probably. And I get in the middle lane. And then mom's like, you're gonna want to get in the right lane, number 1, because you're going like 10 miles under the speed limit, and number 2, because we're gonna have to turn right soon. I said
In like
okay.
a mile.
I said okay. So I turn on my little turn signal. Of course, it doesn't do anything. It's 200.
Yeah, nobody cares.
And mom's like, okay, go now. And I'm like, now? She's like, well, no.
Yeah.
Not
You
now,
missed it.
actually.
That's over with. We're gonna now wait for the next one. And when I
so-
say now,
So then I was like, can I go now? And she's like, the little light on there that says your blind spot is full says, no, you can't do that. I said, oh, my bad. And then we're like continuing. And then she's like, okay, you're going to turn at the next right.
after she did merge into the correct lane.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. After scaring myself. And she's like, the next right. Now, this is a misunderstanding. All right.
Yeah, she proceeds to want to go straight.
So here's
Again.
the thing. Here's the thing. So she meant, I guess, like, the next right, as in, like, a right is coming up, therefore it's the next right, because it's the
Yeah, because there's
the right.
parking lots before that. So at the next light is what I said. Take a right at the next light.
Okay, the next light. So in my mind, if we're coming up to a light, this is this light, and then the next light is straight, and then the next light. So
No.
I'm like going straight, and she's like, "Why are you not turning?" And I'm like, "I'm turning." And so I flip up my turn signal. I think I flipped it the wrong way first.
Yeah, she was not
Flipped
prepared
it.
for that turn. There was nothing wrong with her turn, but she panicked
was.
and then a little overcorrected and then just kind of sat there. Literally just practically stopped. I
Well-
thought I'd have to drive home. She just kind of stopped
I
in
overcorrected,
traffic.
stopped, overcorrected, undercorrected, until I got straight, and just I was holding on, and I was like,
There were tears involved.
Mom was like, so what did we learn? I'm like, Mom said
I was so close to just having her pull over and taking over, but that
I
is
kinda
not
wish you
good
would.
parenting. Nope.
But-
Nope. Mm-mm.
It's not good.
Nope. We finish.
And then I also
we
had to
finished.
park, and I about died there, mentally.
Yeah.
I was like, do you want me to park? She was like, yeah. I'm like,
Like she was like, I'm not, I
I
can't do
literally- I
this
was
at
like,
this
"Can't
point.
do
It's
it
like,
anymore."
it's our driveway. Okay, you can pull into our driveway.
well,
It's-
no, here's the thing. I want to justify this, all right? There are usually 3 other cars in our driveway, which either means you have to pull in
Thanks to
front of
the
one.
lawn ornament in large part.
Yeah. Or you have to find a way between the mailbox, the garbage can that's usually by the street, and then 3 other cars.
It makes it sound like an obstacle course.
It
It's
is.
just a driveway.
For amateurs, it is an obstacle course, and you guys don't know that. Especially when I'm reversing out of there, I'm like, what am I hitting?
It's a freaking
What am I hitting?
mailbox. Yeah, you're about to take out the neighbor's mailbox today, but you made it.
No, I didn't. I asked you, so that's fine.
See? This,
I will
this
say-
is the
I will
attitude
say-
I get
I will
while
say-
I'm trying to explain to her what a right or a left is and not to go right on red straight through an intersection. So
Yeah.
this is what I get.
But I will say I did almost take out the mailbox on Friday.
Yeah. So this has been fun.
But no, I think
Fun.
it is really fun driving with you more than anything, because you'll yell at me and tell me when I'm being stupid. But when I go with my dad,
I do not call you stupid.
no, not outright, but close enough. And no, it's justified. I'm not saying that she's being mean to me. She's completely right. I am being
I mean,
stupid.
I'm pretty much happy I haven't died.
Yeah,
So
I think we both are.
and she watches my hand to see how tense it is on the armrest. I can't help it, okay?
I know.
I'm clinging to life.
I'm just happy that she isn't doing the stereotypical mom, like, onto, like, the little door handle thing.
I did grab it once.
You have it once.
To be fair, though, I do that with your dad too, though. So,
Yeah.
and he's
And
only
he
had
does
like,
that more with you.
He did. I drove today.
He hates your driving.
Oh, he does. I normally only do it when he's mad at me, but today it was because, or if I'm mad at him, I drive because vengeance is real. So yeah, but we didn't have time today, and the seat was already set to me, and he's 6'4" and I'm 5'4", so it takes a while to adjust seats in the Prius. So I was like, let's just go. So I just jumped in, and he's like, okay. It was like, he immediately grabbed.
He always does, especially on like road trips, like when you're on the interstate. Like,
he can't. Yeah, he does. He
Sometimes
does not like my driving.
sometimes he pulls like a double, like he'll hold on to the console and the door handle. White knuckling.
So yeah, if you ever come down to look at houses with me, I will never drive you.
No.
I just don't. I got I skipped the learner's permit. They didn't require it. So I got my driver's license in Puerto Rico.
That explains a lot, honestly. It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. It was a very interesting way to learn. I could probably drive a Humvee in a war zone without a problem. Like,
Yeah, but
I mean, inner city driving does not faze me at all. It makes David a little nervous.
But here's the
Doesn't
problem.
faze me.
Here's the problem.
I don't enjoy it, but it doesn't faze me.
But here's the thing. If you learn to drive like you're driving through a war zone, and then you treat normal suburban roadways as war zones,
It does become problematic.
it does get a little problematic.
Yeah.
But
I
anyways.
don't.
No,
I'm
you're
pretty good.
You're pretty good at that. The Prius disagrees because it gives you a little score
Yes,
when you finish driving.
that is true. I forgot about that.
It gets a little aggressive with you, honestly.
Yes, it does. So you have a driving score of 100% that you want to try and get. And if you get as close to 100%, it means that you're not doing like hard stops, or you're conserving energy. You're not driving too fast. You're not overusing the air conditioning. I mean, all the stuff.
Also.
So at the end of any trip, it gives you a score. David always gets extra kudos. He'll get like 95. Way to go. What an awesome driver. It literally pops this up on a little screen. I get like 37 out of 100. And I'm like, where's my kudos? Okay, we made it back alive. What's the problem?
And yours is always about like braking.
She always points out, oh, you got a score of 40.
I feel like sometimes you're...
What are your scores? Have you even looked?
Yeah, I think they're like 60, 70.
Okay.
And the thing is, her like 19-year-old assistant drives better than her, according to the Prius. I'm serious.
It's my car, and it's judgmental.
Yeah,
It is very judgmental. It's very judgy on me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But here's the point I was getting to. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. My back hurts a little bit because
Do you want to switch chairs?
No, it's not that. I did something to it this morning. I brought I didn't want to make 2 trips to the car.
Okay, it always starts out this way.
So yeah, I brought a lot of stuff in all at once, and I maybe shouldn't have done that because
Because you're 42.
Yeah,
40,
we'll go with
40,
that. We'll go with
43.
that. No, I'm good with 42. We'll stick there. Just stop there.
She's 28.
Yeah. So yeah, all you have to do is like breathe wrong when you're in your 40s and something hurts. So it's just kind of been twingy all day, but not really painful, but twingy. Okay. So I'm gonna put ice pack on it when I get home. Yeah. Which means we actually need to do that because we've been on here for about an hour and a half. You seem all disappointed. You look tired.
I was just about to finish.
Okay, you go ahead and finish your story.
Well, here's the thing is, because I, as much as you hate driving with me,
It gets better, right?
I dislike driving with my father. Not because he's not mean, he's not bad.
He never yells, does he?
Never.
He never yells. I've only heard him say a cuss word in 12 years. I've heard him say a cuss word one time, and it was a true emergency. And the person that he said it in front of, while we were all like, the lady was like totally unfazed. It wasn't even that much of a cuss word. So yeah, but I've only heard one cuss word from this man ever.
But that's the problem. I will make the jankiest left turn in my life. I'm talking zigzag, zigzag in the turn of 4
It's called
seconds.
fishtailing.
And he'll go, well, on the next, do you want to try that again? I'll be like, Dad, jump out of the window. Yell
So
at me,
because
dude.
he's loving and patient, it's worse.
It is worse. I don't like when people are nice to me when I do something wrong. It's a thing. It happens at my job. It happens at school. If I mess up, tell me. Don't be like, well, that could have been done better. Hey, man. No. No.
Well, I did say, you know, what did you learn? I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know if
I mean-
that's good or bad, but
I mean, I just, like, it's not like I don't like, it's hard to explain. Like, I don't like being, like, mean.
no.
But, like, don't ignore it. Do you
No,
wanna be,
I will
Do you
definitely-
want to try that again?
That's basically the same thing. What did we learn?
But, like, when you say it like that, it's like...
Well, I mean, to be honest, I really do think that every mistake you make is a wonderful opportunity to learn how not to do that.
Yeah.
I personally, I mean, what was it? Was it Edison that had the light bulb? He had like
Oh, yeah. Like,
1,200 different versions of a light bulb before one finally worked. And he's like, I had 1,200 attempts of how not to do a light bulb. So technically they weren't failures. They were just how not to do that. You're now learning many, many times over
Yep.
how not to go through a red light on red. And, you know, you do tend to slow down or stop or, you know, listen when I get louder.
Yeah.
So, you know, nobody's died.
No?
We wouldn't let you do that.
Nobody's got a concussion?
We would
No
definitely
dents?
not let you hurt anybody or yourself.
No.
So, but, you know,
But yeah.
you've heard the song Jesus Take the Wheel. There's been a few times where I really wanted to just reach over and be like,
Stop it.
I don't know about Jesus taking the wheel, but I'm about to.
I will. Yeah. No, but that's the thing. So, like, we'll be, like, out driving, and I will...
Why are you whispering? Because you don't want to you don't want him to hear you.
The walls are thin. Okay, he's
What
fine.
on earth do you think he's gonna say?
He won't say anything. That's the thing.
You just don't want to hurt his feelings?
Yeah.
Oh. So you're gonna tell the entire internet, but
Yes.
you don't want
Well, the entire internet being, like, 7 people.
Yeah, that should be good. Okay.
Um,
This stays live. This stays up though.
he's not gonna...
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't watch my videos. He really doesn't.
But yeah, but like I will not like I'll do something like not stop at a stop sign, and he'll be like, and it'll be like a 10-second pause of me driving, and I'm like,
And
there's-
it's just
he's
like
it's kind of like an unspoken rule that I can't really play music, so it's complete silence of just like breathing sounds, and he's like. So when you get to a stop sign, and I'm like, no, I know. You don't have to say that, because that's the thing. He'll make anything like a.
learning moment.
Well, here's the thing, because you understand that when I do something wrong, I know I did.
Yes, you are your own worst critic. You
Well, it's
beat
not like-
yourself up so badly over even small mistakes
Well-
that it's like crazy. I don't need to. You do it yourself.
Yeah. But I mean, that's not even what I'm really getting at. It's like when I make a mistake, like it's not just that I'm criticizing myself, but I know already. I know. Dad, when someone makes a mistake, chooses to believe that they don't know how to do it. So if I make a mistake, like a left turn being bad, exactly, and you get it, because that makes it so much better. But like
I'll be there to mock and make fun of you, which is the Watts way.
Exactly.
You want that is just okay.
It's so well.
You have to come to Ocala though. She cannot drive in Orlando.
Yeah.
She is not. If she
I
did
think I would
not
die.
deal well with Highway 200. Basically, all of Orlando is like Highway 200 on steroids.
Yeah, it's not fun.
No, that's
But
not. You're not driving there.
So like, if I'll make a bad left turn, he'll be like,
I'll bring her up to the mountains. You can drive up
not the
there. There
mountains.
ain't nothing. Yeah, there's no people up there. You'll be fine.
but yeah. So I'll make a left turn, like a really bad left turn, and he'll be like, "So are you familiar with how to turn a wheel?" I'm like, And he'll ask it completely genuinely. It's not
It's
even
because he's like, what's wrong with
no,
this
yeah.
child? She doesn't
It's
know
not
how
even
to
passive aggressive. It's like he's genuinely like, so do you know how to do that? And I'm like,
Do you need step-by-step
yeah.
instructions on how the wheel works?
And he's like, if you say no, I'll give it to you anyway. Which is great, except it makes me want to strangle him more. And also, I don't know, it's like, but like when someone is like, that was an awful left turn, I'll be like, I know.
Yeah, that's generally
I
how I
know.
go with it. I'm just like, yeah, don't do that, please. Like, don't. Maybe next time go with not doing it that way. What did we practice?
Yeah, because when you do that, it's like, yeah, I know, but it's like then it's like it's accepted. It happened. We move on and make fun of you. We're good. Because if you make fun of someone, it's not that serious.
We do laugh a lot.
Yeah.
In the car. Yeah. I mean,
when it's dad doing it, and he says it like that, I have to be like,
okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's like so. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
If he does oh, that's disappointing. Dude,
Yes.
your life is over.
I'm over. I'm done. I want to pull over and cry. I'm like,
she would be mush on the floor if he said something like
Yes,
that. It would be
dude.
awful.
Because-
He would never. He
no,
would never.
because in my eyes, if someone says something like seriously like that, that means that something is genuinely wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what on earth you're going to do out in the real world. I'm a little worried about you. Your parents don't yell. They don't cuss. They only say kind things. You're so toast.
I love my parents.
Oh my God. You're gonna, yeah, it's gonna be a little rough out there for you, but we're trying.
We're working.
Yeah, and
Working-
we're preparing her the best that we can.
Working a job is really good for.
Yes. Yeah, she is learning a lot on how to deal with the public in a nice, fairly safe environment. Because once you're in that Chick-fil-A drive-thru, there you're not getting out of it.
Yeah, it's
So, so it's not like they can just, toss her in a car. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to go. So,
but also that's kind
safe.
of mutual.
Yeah.
Like they can't take me, but I also can't get out.
well,
we're
you
both
can walk
trying to-
away. And
To
go
an
inside the
extent.
building.
To
Yeah,
an
you can
extent.
go in the building. Trust me, I checked. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's as safe as it can be. Plus, it's across the street from my office. I can be there in like 2.2 seconds.
Yep.
So yeah, it's good. Okay. But no, she is. What, 20 months? 20 months you'll be in college.
Don't say that.
We got
Technically, I already am in college, but.
Well,
mean, like, in
yeah,
person?
that's for your associates. That's
Ew, 20
doesn't
months.
count. Yeah. So we are gearing up for that. It's like a countdown. We got this. So, all right. Well, that is it for us. We have had a very long time on here, and we have to go home and do nothing for the
Yeah.
next 2 days. So
Now we're gonna talk
very
about
busy
the
with that.
inside gossip of my work.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, the stuff she can't share on there, and it's really hard because sometimes she tells me stuff, and I'm just like,
I need to make a
can
TikTok
I
about that.
please make a video on that? Because that is like that
That's-
I have to
that's
share
old.
that, and she's like,
You can't.
no. So it is really super hard being a mom
Yeah.
that really enjoys knowing the tea and sharing it,
But you
and I can't
'Cause it's a
because
corporation.
she would get fired.
I get fired.
So
they
she
don't.
tells me, and then I can't say anything. So that's
So we just kind of share. We
yeah, but it's pretty funny stories. She comes on with crazy stories every night. We enjoy
Andrea,
that.
we
so
will talk.
yeah, she will have some crazy stories for you, but
Crazy stuff.
yeah, you can't share them. So you know,
Not here. Because this was fake.
yeah. All right. Nothing but love for you guys. We are staying safe. We're going to be bored out of our minds for the next 2 days. It'll be awesome. Send me emails, chit chat. I have no appointments because there's nowhere to go, but I can do stuff online. So,
Hopefully.
yeah, hopefully. So send me emails, AndreaPraber@gmail.com, AndreaP as in Paul, ROE as in Edward, B as in boy, ER @gmail.com. I know I did not create that last name. I did not want that last name. I have that last name. So here we are. Marrying a traditional guy, took his last name. It means plumber in German, if you're ever confused.
Yeah.
All right. You guys have a great night. See you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Bye.
Bye.